Hello team, and welcome to another Nortec Staffing Solutions presentation. So basically what we're going to be doing this week, we are going to be doing canvassing. So one of the first questions most people ask is, what is canvassing? So canvassing is basically actively approaching employees directly for work or leads to employment, and can be done either by door knocking, phone calls, emailing, or mailing expressions of interest for potential positions. You can also potentially do it online as well too, by putting up a Facebook status, putting up an Instagram status, all those sort of things. So basically any sort of communication that's currently out there at the moment, as long as you are out there trying to make contact with different employers or gain employment leads. Here are some of the benefits of canvassing. Being Johnny on the spot. Basically, the employer needs a worker straight away. So you've seen a business and you think, I really want to work there, and you happen to go in. The boss isn't too satisfied with the current worker there. He's fired and is off for the day. You happen to be there and he says, look, can you start straight away? Or potentially, can you start tomorrow? So that's what being Johnny on the spot is. So that's actively going into another person's business and being right there at the right time and taking opportunity of that moment. Targeting businesses in your area and your range of movement or industry. So basically, the great thing about canvassing is that you don't actually have to wait until a job ad comes out. You can actively target businesses in your area or within your range of movement. So depending on whether you catch a bus or you have your own transport, you can dictate in terms of where you want to look for your own employment. So it's usually best if you start within your own local area, just to minimize your chances of having to travel too far. However, if you do have a car, you might want to spread your influences just a bit further. And there may even be industries within your local area that you're actually suited to as well too. So targeting businesses in your area. Another one is lessening the competition. The majority of people tend to apply for jobs online. However, with canvassing, you can actually lessen the competition. There's hardly anybody that actually goes out there and knocks on doors or is willing to put themselves out there to look for employment, so you are lessening the competition. So people who are successful and being able to canvass are also successful people in terms of gaining jobs. Only 20% of jobs advertised in papers and internet. That's right, only 20% of the jobs that you actually see out there are really only advertised in places like Seek or Career One or in the newspaper. So there's a whopping big 80% in a hidden job market. And so that's why it's always good to go out canvassing, just to test the local area and just to test some of your friends, just to see what other sort of employment is out there for you that might suit your skills. And this is one of the big things I like, is choice. Being able to choose who we'd like to work for and not just going for jobs that are available. When you're putting in applications for jobs that are on the internet or in the paper, you're basically saying, look, I'm only limiting myself to these industries and these particular jobs that are out there. However, you have a choice of where you can work. So that's a great benefit of canvassing. You don't feel like you're being dictated to. You can actually go out there and make your own decisions on who you want to work for. Another great thing is that it demonstrates to the employer initiative and proactiveness. That's one of the key things with employees. They want to see somebody who's able to get out there, who's got a bit of gumption about them, who's got a can-do attitude, that can demonstrate that they're willing and active enough to be able to pursue employment. So demonstrating initiative and being proactive are really a great bonus for employers when they're hiring people. Okay, moving on. So here we go. In regards to employers and job hunters, they have almost opposite preferences for finding each other. As you can see, the job seeker mostly prefer to look through ads in the newspaper or the internet, whereas an employer would rather look from inside the company and promote from within. So they'll be looking to second somebody else to a role rather than try and hire somebody else externally, only because it can be a long and tedious process for employers. So employers would rather trust other people in their own business as well to to bring in similar minded and also similarly skilled people into the industry as well too. As you can see, everything is kind of flipped upon its head, so you can have a read through that and just go back through and you can see what the differences are between job seekers' most preferred method to find a job and also employers' most preferred method to employ people as well. Developing leads. There are multiple opportunities to be able to develop leads within today's society. You can leverage personal contacts, so that means asking any personal friends or other employees that you've previously worked with, relatives or acquaintances, Facebook, Instagram, like I said, there's even Gumtree, or a lot of those social media pages, as we've addressed just a little bit lower as well too. You can leverage those. The phone book is a great resource as well too, looking in the yellow pages, white pages, local directories, looking at all the different information in there, driving around, noting business names to phone, contacting employment service providers or job active providers. That's another avenue for yourself as well. Newspaper advertisements, of course, sales and marketing brochures and company brochures. So you might have a brochure that randomly shows up at your table or in your mail, and you think, oh look, I'd love to work for a company like this, and so that could be an opportunity to actually look at a different company, looking at the business section of newspapers, so noting articles about takeovers, new businesses, expansions and developments, etc. So all those new sort of projects that are popping up around the area, you can look at those and think, well, if this new business is popping up, such as a retail store, then I might be able to go for a retail position or a store manager position, or maybe a back room or a night filler position, those sort of things. You can contact companies directly as well, ask questions or research opportunities. Churches and service clubs, such as Rotaries and Lions. So exploring those other networks where you have a shared faith with people, a shared belief, or if you do community work, you can leverage those areas as well. Private recruitment firms are a great area as well, and Nortec currently has one, Nortec Staffing Solutions, Hayes, Kelly's, Drake, Skilled, all those sort of places, Centrelink, and other government agencies as well. Alright, so here we're going to go through a canvassing exercise. So what we want you to do is obviously draw up a canvassing list of potential employees that you would like to contact, and use the employee contact sheet. That's a great way to be able to get started, and also use personal contacts, yellow pages, white pages, newspaper articles, or any of the aforementioned methods to find ideal employers and to develop job leads as well too. So there we go. Have a look through the exercise and get cracking, and we'll come back to you soon. Awesome.